We're live. Okay, so, I have recently been rambling on, about something that I bought that is getting delivered. It has been delivered today. It is just in the living room. I'm about to go grab and bring it through here. I have not had time to shower, so please excuse the fact that I look like a complete and utter mess right now. Let me go get my box. So, I may have slightly understated the size of the box of what I was expecting to arrive, and by extent the weight. However, I can say this box is actually a lot lighter than you might expect from its size, because that thing is as big as my torso. Larger actually, possibly. But yeah, surprisingly not as heavy as you might expect. So, if I don't actually need anything to get into it, I just... Can I do by pressing? I prefer to do it by pressing rather than tearing if I can. Never mind, you know. I'm going to use a pen lid to slip the tape because it makes a nice sound. It's just a pleasing thing for me to do. Yes. I'm actually not sure which way the flaps. I think it's this one opens that way, and then the next one opens that way. Okay. Let's just go for it. I'm not going to use the pen nib because if I do make bend the pen. I'm getting. Oh, that is a pleasing little slit. Should probably do the second bit as well. Try not to break the pen lid. But here we go. Now there are supposed to be before, when I was mentioning about the fact that I had something on the way, I'm pretty sure I said I had like 1 or 2 items. Assuming everything has arrived, there should be 9 items in this box. I'm probably more excited about this than any of you will be when you see it, because it is my kind of thing. When I say there's 9 items, they're all relatively similar sort of things, but all different. Let me shift that over there. So here's hoping the right ones have been sent as well. Lots of packaging paper. Oh, there's bubble wrap. Good. We always love bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is good because it means the items are protected, and considering they are books, I have a thing about liking my books to be in good condition. Look at that, my head has been decapitated from your screen. From this screen. There, that'll have to do. You don't need to see my face anyway. Right. Let me see if I can lift these out. Come on. Oh. So there's 3 individually wrapped things, which means there's probably 3 books in each one. Oh, that's all good. Yeah. This is, by the way, like literally the only thing I am going to be spending money on myself for like the next 10 years, because I have spent more money on these than I should have. And the plus side where I got them from was a lot less expensive than getting them from local stores. So the money saved on that was well worth the wait for them to come in the post. Right. Like I said, I really hope these are all the correct ones. Well, you probably want me to pop some over up, don't you? There you are. Happy now? I am. Well, let's see. I'm gonna open the top of all 3 individual wraps first, so I can take them out as quickly as I want to. Or otherwise. That's 2. And I will say that these items, these books that I've got, are not. They're not. I was going to say they're not new items, but actually, a couple of them are. And when I say new items, I don't mean like not in new condition. They should all be in brand new condition, because that's the condition I ordered them in. And if they're not in brand new condition, then I will have to be getting onto the sellers and be like, "Yay! Guess what? You have not given me what I paid for." But anyway, so they are all in new condition. I was going to say that they're not new, but actually, I think 2 of them are new. One of them is like brand new, and the other one is recent, quite recent. Right, so let's grab one from here first. Yeah, I should have just opened the bubble wrap because these are going to tear the bubble wrap on the way out anyway. Oh well. Unless I do that, roll it down a bit, maybe that won't be so bad. There we are. That'll pop the bubble wrap. I feel like anyone who's relatively familiar with me or my channel probably knows already what these are, but or has managed to figure it out. Okay, never mind. The bubble wrap is just gonna have the thingy. I guess it's probably gonna. But anyway, there we are. She's just done that in the first place, shouldn't I? So I got these are all backwards. Well, no, they're on the screen right now. They're round the right way. That probably means they're backwards, but I got the D&D Descent of Avernus Baldur's Gate book. Which yeah, table of contents which you can't see. Should I turn on the light? No, the screen looks bright enough, but potentially maybe you want to see a bit better. That was weird. But yes, so this one has got set out adventures. You've got chapters 1 through to 5. So 5 chapters that you can play for adventures that you can play with a group if you're DMing at D&D. It's got a little thing about the I want to say city of Baldur's Gate, but I think city is the right term for it. It's got like little game mechanics you can use, some magic items, a list of creatures that you can use in game, maps, art, pretty cool stuff. Oh yeah, look, there is a map in the back here, which I believe is a 2-sided map. On one side, it's got like a map of the city of Baldur's Gate, and then I'm not sure what the other one is. I think the other side of the map is inside of a building, like a floor plan or something. For if you want to use like as a map for players to be on. It's got a nice little thing of infernal scripture, which is cool as heck. That's right. One of the funny things about D&D is you can tell if they're absolutely brand new or not because the pages will be stuck together a little bit, which I noticed they were there. So I just whenever I get a new D&D book, I just do this to unstick the pages from each other. Some of the ones here are still stuck there, but that's fine. Look, I think that's the second side of the map. Baldur's Gate. Yeah. And let's quickly have a peek at some creature stat blocks. Okay, that's cool. Necromancer. Cool. And some nice artwork for you as well. I do very much appreciate the artwork in these books, both on the covers and on the inside. So that's a fun one. Second, I just want to quickly check. Oh, it has a pronunciation guide in the front as well. That's good. Where is it? Yes, page 243 of this, which is part of the creatures index, is actually one of the things because that is stat blocks for Izariel, who is a large fiend / devil. And I'm actually very tempted to because the game that I'm DMing currently of Dungeons and Dragons, my characters are fighting evil forces, which include a lot of devils and demons, so I might just chuck that at them. Next up, Tyranny of Dragons. This one, I feel like this one is actually a relatively newer book, but it might actually be a little bit older than I'm thinking. I'm going to check. First printing September 2019, so that is about when I thought. So it's not like super new, but it's newer-ish. I mean, actually, that was 5 years ago, not 3. That is not as recent as I thought then. I keep forgetting it's 2024, not 2022. Tyranny of Dragons. This one, I think, is a little bit older than the Baldur's Gate one as well, like by a couple years or something. First printing January 2023. Do you remember that? I thought this one was older than that, but anyway. Tyranny of Dragons. It's got a little campaign overview for the adventure, because it's got adventure in it, and it's got chapters 1 through to 11, 12 is got. It's got chapters 1 through to 17, so there's like 17 chapters. So this is a nice long adventure that you can run. It's got some backgrounds that you can give your characters, and like additional campaign tools that you can use. Again, it's got a nice little 2 pages of magic items and about 12 pages of monster stats that you can use, as well as a concept gallery, i.e. like artwork, which and I should have realized it was going to be awesome, because this book is called Tyranny of Dragons. Look at this, it's got all this cool concept art of dragons and stuff. Green dragons. It's got egg tooth, well, obviously, because everyone knows that little ones have egg teeth. But yeah, look at this. This is cool. Look at you look. Twisted horns. It's got some artwork of humans as well, so pretty cool. Yes, that's good. I'm very pleased with that. Let me just. Oh wait! I saw some really cool artwork there. The name is corny as heck, but yeah. Lantidrosis, Cyan Wrath. This one here. Lookity look. No, that's a little blurry. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's good. Very much enjoy that. And this one is one that I came across recently, which makes me feel like it's a newer book, but I'm actually not sure if it is a newer book, and that is the D&D Out of the Abyss. Let me check. Again, like I say, let me just... Oh my gosh, that is fresh. There we are. It is fresh. Anyway, I was going to check the date on this one. Wait. Yeah, it does have Rigid Demons on the cover. Up in the corner. It says Rigid Demons. First printing September 2015, so a little bit older than it feels, but yeah, and awesome. Plus, I know this one has some creature stats, which are definitely good for sticking in the campaign and DMing if I want. And this one again is like a campaigny one. It's got chapters 1 all the way through to 17. So again, another plenty of options. Nice long one if you want. And it's got options to modify backgrounds. Again, more magic items. As I mentioned, creature stat blocks. And this is like extra good for the campaign I'm in, because as I mentioned, the campaign that I'm DMing, there's lots of demons and devils used in it, and this has literally got a thing of, it's a bit far for you. If I go look here, it's got an index of demon lords. So I may or may not. I mean, mostly I have just been making up my own ones, and slightly modifying a basic stat block for a demon / devil at the correct level. That kind of rhymes, doesn't it? Bumble wrap. I'm gonna keep that in the box actually. So I have been just making my own, modifying a basic stat block to make sure it's at super level. But who knows? I may just throw one straight out of the books at them. Here's hoping none of them see this live stream, because they will know that stuff is coming for them. I don't think they will. None of them even know that I have a YouTube channel. Right. Oh, no. That one's last. That one comes last. Let's get this one. Because that one has the specialist, most surprise one in it. And I know that's not even proper English, but I don't care. I'm just quite excited. I'm glad I didn't do that the other day, because that would be a mistake. Anyway, okay, cool. I'll put that there. I've already got most of the D&D books. So these 9 take me very close to having all the 5e ones. I don't have like the first edition, second edition, third edition ones from like years ago, because they were like made before I was born, potentially. Pretty sure so. Although I have literally seen and read and had hold of first edition Monster Manual, DM's Guide, and Player's Handbook, which is pretty cool. Looking at them, like reading some of this stuff, is like they're not as coherent as like the 5th edition Player's Handbook and stuff. That's obviously because, as time has gone on, they've been able to add artwork, colored illustrations, colored pages, and then everything. So what, like the 5th edition Player's Handbook is absolutely amazing. People complain about it. It's like, take those people, make them read through the first edition of the Player's Handbook, because they'll soon realize just how good the 5th edition Player's Handbook is. Anyway, I got the Critical Role called the Netherdeep. Presumably that's Critical Role is in the Geek and Sundry Critical Role group, the Vox Machina and stuff, which I presume called the Netherdeep is one of the adventures that they ran on their YouTube channel. It's got a map in the back, the name Ankarel I recognize vaguely, presumably from that channel. Like I said, I presume that Call of the Netherdeep is one of the adventures / campaigns that they ran on that channel, but I have not seen it. If it is, I should probably try and get that watched at some point. I want to watch through all the stuff on that channel, but I've only watched like a little bit, just because like there's so much. It's like, but yeah, which is funny because my players in the campaign I'm DMing keep like briefly mentioning stuff about Critical Role whilst I'm DMing. I know what some of the stuff they're talking about is. They have made some very favorable comparisons between me and someone from that channel, but which is quite flattering, to be fair, considering that it is my first time DMing. Anyway, Critical Role called, and I know a lot of you might have already seen these books and I already have them, but look at this. That is just cool. It's like a zombie shark or something, like a half-dead shark, hammerhead shark. So let's see. Yeah, The World of Exandria, so I recognize that name as well. And it's got Anchorel, which I recognize. Kilmore, I think I vaguely. Rudis, I think that's because there's a mineral or something called ruidium, isn't there? I feel like ruidium. See if that's here at all anywhere. I might just be making that up. That might just be something I feel like I've heard but haven't actually. Another here is ruidium. Ruidium corruption. Page 10. I'm just going to quickly jump to that because I want to. Ruidium. The Apotheon's distorted emotions manifest in the form of a crimson element called ruidium, sunny because its color is similar to that of a ruidus. Whatever ruidus is. Originates in the Netherdeep, hence. Physical signs. This is cool. Physical signs of ruidium corruption. So, if you're in too close contact with the element for too long, you get corrupted. So, exhaustion level. Physical signs. Exhaustion level 1. A red rash appears, originating from the point of contact with iridium. I mean, for people with eczema, I guess that's exhaustion level 2. Pulsing crimson veins spread across the creature's skin, kind of like if you work out a lot, you get on your forearm sometimes. Crimson blisters and boils appear in the creature's skin. Yeah, definitely not so good. Level 4. Stubby spurs of iridium crystal protrude from the creature's body. Now that's cool. I like the visual of that in my head. Level 5, creature's crystal protrusions grow larger and more grotesque. And level 6, the corruption kills the creature. Which is what happens when you reach level 6 of normal exhaustion levels in D&D as well. You die. Let me just go back to the table of contents. Here we are. So yeah, it's got a bit about the world. Then it's got chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 chapters of campaign adventure that you can run. And then it's got a quite a large appendix for creature stat block. It starts all the way and goes all that. It's all creature stat blocks. Again, it's got a nice appendix with magic items in it. It's got medals of merit, fragments of suffering, concept art, and a poster map, which I already flicked to briefly. Also, wait a minute. I quickly flicked down the screen, but look at this page here. This one on that side. That's a cool little thing. It's very tarot card-esque, isn't it? Tarot card, actually, not going to start with it. Anyway, it's not even actually a relevant part of the book. It's not like a feature of the book or anything, but I'm loving this little page that is just black on both sides. That's nice. I like that. I kind of want to take the map. I want to kind of take the map out for you guys and show you it. Which if I'm going to do that, I should probably do this one from the other book as well. Should I do that just now? Where does it detach? Is it that bit there or that bit there? I don't want to mess up the map. I think it's there. Yeah, I think it's that bit there. A little semicircle of tape or something there, like mild tape. And then it might just be like binding, like a little circle of binding this mirrored onto a thing to keep it in place. But, okay. Yeah, there's one there too. Please don't break them up. Okay, yeah, that appears to be okay. Okay, so. By the way, I got pretty much every single one of these books that I got. The regular retail price in shops is like between 42, and between like 42 and 50 quid. And I got pretty much every single one of these for about 26 or 28 pounds instead. So I am very happy about that. Right, let's open up this map for you all and let you have a peek at it. That's nice. So on the second side of it, it's got that little picture that I was showing you in the book there. And I think there's some writing at the bottom here. is a map of the great city of Anchorel, the caverns of the lost city of Kilmore, and the mysterious realm beneath, as explored by the allegiance of Alsite 836 PD. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's the ruidium element stuff down there. Presumably it's spreading up to corrupt the world or something. I feel like looking at this and stuff, I probably should have watched the Call of the Netherdeep Critical Role on YouTube, assuming that is a thing, because I'm pretty sure it must be. But I haven't, so but look at this. This map is highly intricate. Ooh. And the Jewel of Hope Anchor has got River District, Alluvium District, the Guided District, Sigil District, Cerulean Palace, Sand Herald District, the Ridge, the Circlet of Walk, Suncut Bazaar. Look at that. That is beautiful, intricate artwork. All of which I should be looking at in closer details. And it's not like there's hidden details for you to find on it or anything, but it is super cool. That's dope, and I am certainly going to be taking more of a look at that later. For now, however, I'm just going to pop that back in there and just slot it where it was and leave it. Here's a thing, by the way, just because the pulling out the perforated page made me think of this. I was thinking the other day, something that people do that irritates me is opening and closing the zips. Like, y'all are alright, calm your tits up there. Like, people are so careless. Like, they've got their bag and it's got a zip on it to open and close it, and you're just like whipping it open and close. And yeah, you people complain when your zip breaks, and like when the one side of it comes out of the little catch bit and it's like, oh, it's broken. It's like, well, no wonder your zip broke. You're always just flicking it around, whipping it back and forth. Like, take some care with your stuff. There's reasons I don't let people touch my stuff and use my stuff, because y'all break everything you touch. Just like you're breaking the world. Anyway, that's the one I just did. Never mind. See, my brain is broken too. Just like my heart. And probably a number of other things inside my body. Cool, so I should have the one that I need to thingy. Right, let's oh, these are smaller perforations. I'm gonna have to be extra careful. Be quiet up there. Right, let's get this one out and give you all a quick look of this map too. This poster map. This one can just stay here because I'm just slipping it back in. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty already. Lots of fire stuff. This is cool. Anyway, let's try to get this up. And obviously this is descent into Avernus, and it's like hell and demons and stuff. So naturally it's gonna have a lot of fire on it. So come on, open. Thank you. So this side we've got a nice map of presumably Elturel. Bring that a little closer for you, see. And it's got all these things. This is like a campfire area here. It's not actually a campfire, but it's like a furnace area. A castle area. There's lots of fire everywhere, as you would expect. There's very nice chain artwork here and everything. But yeah, that's pretty dope. I'm loving that. And then on other side, you've got a little picture poster, which I think is just like a picture poster. It's not supposed to use anything. That's Avernus, though. It just says that here as well. Couldn't think of it. That's Avernus. So you've got like a lava river and stuff, or whatever. I'm just gonna say it's a lava river now. Just like demons and stuff. I mean, I guess you could have this out on your table whilst you're DMing if you wanted, and just stick your players' tokens or miniatures, whatever, on the map and move them out to show where they're moving as they're exploring. You can stick, enemy ones on as well, and just, even though there's not like the squares, like if you know D&D maps, they've got like squares, or sometimes the hexagons on the hex maps, so you can measure how far your character is moving. This one doesn't have like the square or hexagon grids, so like you just have to estimate roughly how far they're moving and stuff, which is fine if you're like me and you've got that sort of mathematical, creative and perceptive brain that allows you to do that easily enough. But plus if you're DM, it doesn't matter if you're not doing it quite right. You can just be like, oh yes, I'm accounting for abnormalities in the terrain, like lumps in the ground and stuff. That is the thing. When you're the DM, you are basically a god of the D&D universe. You are in control. You can make rulings. And if you're fly, the other thing is the dice. Dice are the real god in D&D. And their power is absolute. Fie upon anyone who lies about their rules. So yes, next one up, the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, because like everyone gets this one. One back to the Dungeons and Dragons Adventure for characters level 1 to 8. I was playing at level 7 briefly with a group who was running an adventure in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, not the specific campaign set out in here, but based on the world, the Feywild, and it's like set in and around the Feywild and the Wild. That is not the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and so set like in the Feywild and around the Feywild, like not actually run through the actual adventure before as written, because it's got chapters 1 through 5 here, which sounds nice and short, but the chapter things look quite long, and it does say on the back for characters level 1 to 8, so it's probably each chapter probably takes a little while to get to, which is good. This is one of the things I like. It has got races in here that you can place. It's got Fairy and Harengon. Harengon, as I recall, is the rabbit type race, like the rabbit humanoids. They might be Fae rather than humanoid, but it doesn't matter. I have actually created a fairy character before. They were a cleric, and all of my fairy cleric had like bluish purple skin, like light bluish purple skin. Their lips were like a deeper shade of purple, had little purple crystals like infused into their lips. And basically that was the arcane focus. Like, normally your arcane focuses can be like a crystal ball. Basically their arcane focus was like a crystal ball, but it was, instead of being a full crystal ball, it was the crystals that would make it up, like infused into their skin. It was like amethyst crystals, infused into their skin. And basically every time they wanted to do a healing spell, that involved involved touch as the range, rather than using their hand to like touch the person and heal them. Her healing spells were done through forehead kisses, because it's got some backgrounds which you can play with. So Phaelost and Witchlight hand, which I've done the Phaelost before and it's fine, but I actually have not looked at the Witchlight hand before, so I'm just going to have a quick peek at that. I'll give you a peek at the Phaelost one as well. So backgrounds, Phaelost, that's just a little thing. As you grew up in the Feywild after streaming from your home, playing as a child, blah blah blah, may have been spirited away by Fae. So you've got You get skill proficiencies in deception and survival, 2 proficiencies with 1 musical instrument. You get to choose languages that you can speak, one from Elvish, Gnomish, Goblin, or Sylvan. And you get to start with a musical instrument. Probably good to choose the one that you're proficient with. Cool. You get a set of Traveler's Clothes, 3 trinkets, each determined by rolling on the Feywild Trinkets table, which is further in the book. Which I have looked over before. I can't really remember that much what's on the Feywild Trinkets table. I might have a quick peek at that with y'all. And a pouch containing 8 gold pieces, which is a nice random number, but there is a specific reason why it's 8 and not the usual 10 or 15, or a random number of 5. You get a Fey Mark, which you were transformed in some small way by your stay in the Feywild and gained that Fey Mark. I'm going to change my position a bit so I can still be comfortable. I can show you guys when I'm reading a little bit easier. Come, children, it's story time. So, I also need to go do some stuff in my belly. But so you can roll a d8 on the table here, which you probably can't see. Maybe the brightness is way up. Never mind. You get a Fey Mark. You can roll a d8, or you can probably just choose it if you want. So if you roll a 1, your eyes swirl with iridescent colors. Mine kind of do that in real life sometimes. 2, you have a sweet scent like that of nectar or honey. I kind of also have that sometimes, actually. When I'm not smiling like a pig. Number 3, you have long whiskers like those of a cat. Well, I keep mine trimmed these days. Your ears are covered with soft tufts of fur. Again, I kind of trim them down so that they're not in my ears all the time. Your skin sparkles in moonlight. My skin, as a werewolf, does something very, very, very different in moonlight. If you roll 6, flowers either bloom or wilt in your presence. And you can choose whether they bloom or wilt. That's very fun. That's very fun, actually. I don't remember seeing that one before. Flowers either bloom or wilt in your presence. Which is weird because plants, if that was me, I would definitely have to choose the wilt because I can't look after plants for shit. Like people say, oh, you should get a pet dog. No, I really shouldn't get a pet dog because I can't even keep a plant alive. Unless I just stick it outside and leave it to do its thing. But somehow even then, they don't always seem to survive. Anyway. 7, your hair is made of vines or brambles and grows back to normal length within 1 hour of being cut. My hair does grow very fast. Not quite in 1 hour, but like in a week, maybe. A bit less sometimes when I'm climbing trees. I do get not quite vines and brambles in my hair, but yeah. And 8, you have a tail like that of a dog or another animal. I mean, I'm not wearing it right now, but I do kind of have that. Anyway, up here you have the Witchlight hand background, which just gives you slightly different proficiencies in tools and languages. You get one of your choices. It's not limited to the ones that the Fey Lost has. You can choose any language of your choice. And you get a carnival companion because, like, you're it's like being like a carnival worker. And you get a feature, carnival fixture. The Witchlight Carnival provides you with free, modest lodging and food. That's cool. Oh, here. Oh, yeah, I was right. See, Harengon little. I say rabbit people, but that's just because really they're more like hares. But then you realize that the first 4 letters of Harengon are literally the word hare, and it makes it sound a bit corny. So you just say they're rabbit people. No, I was right as well. You are humanoid. Creature type, you're humanoid. And over here you have the fairies. It's cool. Character traits and models and stuff. Let's go back to the table of contents. So like I said, yeah, it's got chapter 1, which is like Carnival, chapter 2, Hither, chapter 3, Thither, chapter 4, Yawn, which I think... Okay, so the campaign I was playing actually clearly was slightly more thingy through this. Just they put like a sort of Disney twist on it. And then it's got magic items, like factions for the thing, appendix of creatures. It's got a Jabberwock, nice. Some role-playing cards. Let's go look at that quickly, shall we? Oh, that's cool. Oh, there's a map there as well. Oh, look at this. It's got a story tracker. That's cool. Right, where's this? Wait, did I say 242? Yes, I did. 242 role playing cards here. Agdon Longscarf, the Hammering Gun. In chapter 2, there. His alignment is chaotic evil. Personality trait. Responsibility isn't really my thing. Ideal. What's yours is mine. It's only a matter of time. Bond. I have a reputation to uphold. I can't have it sullied by silly concepts like honesty and generosity. This person's very greedy, clearly. Flaw. My confidence is bound up in my scarf's powers. I'm quite the coward without it. Well, I'll be taking his scarf then. Set in a fire. They got Amador the Dandelion, which is pretty cool. This 3 foot tall talking dandelion finds poetry in everything and is quick to fall head over heels in love. A humble idealist, Amador never puts his needs above the needs of others. Cool. Alvestis the Elf Prince, Argantal the Card Queen, Burley the Bugbear, Chucklehead the Goblin, Candlefoot the Mine, Clapper Claw the Scarecrow. That just sounds good. Lawful Neutral. I definitely want to make my players get attacked by scarecrows at some point. Actually, spoiler alert to any of my players who are watching this live stream or on the replay after I finished it. But at some point in coming weeks, my players are going to investigate crop damage and a dispute between farmers, like farm steads, that claim that the other farmsteads are all destroying each other's crops. So they're actually going to investigate some crop damage and try and settle a crop dispute. Agricultural mission. Kerosene the Kenku. I'm loving some of these. So at some point they are going to do a agricultural mission to do crop investigations, settle disputes, etc. So that actually gives me the perfect opportunity to have them attacked by sentient scarecrows. Yeah, that's going to be happening. Okay, so that's what the roleplay part. That's quite fun. If you're running that campaign, which I'm not running this campaign, but it's still very fun. Stage fights lines. Is this like a play in the Magic? Because I know that there was some things like that in the campaign. Here are stage fights lines. Did you speak? I thought 'twas the braying of an ass. You dare speak of this rascal? Not even a twig would deign on this. On the contrary, I acknowledge all your faults. My liege, he is dead. Am I to make pie from these crumbs? Oh, I'm going to start using that in real life. I'm going to use this in real life. Like, if I'm at work and somebody tells me to do something, but I'm not, I don't have like stuff I need to do, I'm gonna start using that. Am I to make pie from these crumbs? Basically, like, yeah. I'm going to start using that in real life. It seems you're in a bit of a pickle. No, master, he turned to stone. You have lit my lantern wick for sure. I am a flame. But I am your son. There are way more than this, by the way. I'm just reading some of my favorite that I haven't gone to. You beastly little imp. Okay, I've said that in real life as well. I will not say it on the live stream. But I have said that exact phrase in real life. I think I'll hide in the chimney. Wow. A tailor could not sew a finer lie. Wow. It seems I am betrayed. Have you met my husband? This truly is the worst outcome, yeah. See, I blush red as a radish. I mean, radishes could be more purple than red, but anyway, that's fun. Ooh, story tracker, unicorn horn location. Witchlight Carnival. Prismere. That's cool. We'll have a look at the map in a minute because it's got some pretty nice, colorful art on it. But anyway, yeah, let's get this map out and have a look at because obviously I'm going to show you the map. It's very colorful. Almost cartoonish in its appearance, actually. Oh, I'm seeing some stuff already that I entertained by. Maybe get from this side. By the way, if anyone has any questions related to the things that I am opening and showing you and all that, etc. right now, please do drop them in the chat / comments and crumbs. That's Ben. That's what she said. Sorry. Yeah, drop any questions you have about the stuff I am going through just now into the crumbs. That's ripped. But in the right direction, thankfully. I was trying to avoid this. Maybe I should have done it quickly. That's what she said again. Yes, if you have any questions related to the things that I am opening and going through just now, please do feel free to drop them in the chat / comment section if you're watching this on replay rather than live, and I will answer your queries. I don't like this. This is not going nicely. This map is being a bit of an 842. I feel like this map is going to get damaged by me taking it out. I'm still going to try. Trying to batter anything. If it's not fish, it's not worth battering. This is a lie, by the way. There are many things and people that are worth battering. Should I have bent it? I should have bent it along the perforations, shouldn't I? That always makes perforated things easier to get out. Darn it, I wish I'd thought of that sooner. I will be doing that with any other maps that are in any of these other books. That is for sure. Yes, I was playing in a group where the DM was running a campaign in the Feywild with this book. But unfortunately, I had to drop out of that group. That was mostly because of issues related to my mental health and the fact that because I came in quite late into the campaign, because they were already at like level 7 out of 8 on that one, meant I didn't have, even though I was able to jump into like the role playing etc. of it very quickly, my character just didn't have the connection to like the parts of the story that had already been covered and stuff. Oh dear, that's coming right out. So like it just didn't feel right. Also, that I don't think the person who was DMing it actually liked me very much, which I attribute to the fact that perhaps I'd come into the campaign at a later point. But if that was the problem, then why did they invite me in the first place? Just saying. Yeah, I don't think that DM liked me being there very much. So I was like, well, I'm not going to stay in a place where I'm not really wanted. And I think I might have just completely destroyed the binding of this book. Certainly that has come out, which was not part of the plan. And I think we're okay mostly. I would have preferred it if these had just stayed in the book, but ooh, what is this? Godfather knows weakness, hates, and then Oh, that's cool. Right, let me close that a bit. Yes, I stopped playing the campaign, but the funny thing is, from what I can see briefly looking over the campaign settings and story bits on the table of contents, that's such a cute little picture of a little lizardy guy sitting on mushrooms, by the way. From what I can see from the table of contents, if I was playing in this campaign, if you had this book and I was playing in that campaign, I would literally just be able to, not that I would do it because it's like a form of cheating, really, in the game, but like you'd be able to just have this book, read up what's going to be happening next, and go into the session fully prepared. What an ass! I will not finish that sentence, but that would be a very bad thing to do. Look at this. The fun of the Feywild for all the family. Cool little artwork. Going from here down. Oh, it's sand timers. That's cool. Start here. Blink, 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 blink. Big top extravaganza. I'm going to show my arrow there. Look at this side. Have a delightful time. A little rabbit with a unicorn horn. And then a griffin guy up here. That's cool. Pointing in a very ridiculous way. Snail racing, because why not? A tint of illusion. Up here, crowning the Witchlight monarch. You've got a staff area here, a big top here. On hand, silver sun lake here. Pixie Kingdom and Bubble Pop Teapot. Cool. Mystery Mine. Entry without a ticket strictly prohibited. Man, they have a lot of rules for people who are supposed to be there to help you have fun. Let's see if this is what it does. Yeah. Welcome to the Witchlight Carnival. That's what it says up top here. See there. Welcome to Witchlight Carnival. It's got everything that it's got the catio, ticket booth, lost property, carousel, feasting orchard. I'll go there briefly at least. Dragonfly rides. These are not your regular size dragonflies, by the way. And then in this corner it says, that's not up for you, but in this corner it says, will you be our Witchlight monarch? Answer is no, by the way, you won't, because anyway. This is lots of fun. And on the other side, from that, it has got the domain of Prismere, which is a cool thing. It's got it's got Hither here, and Wayward Pool there. They're here. Loomlurch, which is cool. Motherhorn Yon is over here. That's Flybeacons. That's a Lockbury Henge. I was wondering for a second. Lockbury Henge. Yeah. Nice, cool poster map, which is not getting too much reflection from the light. But yeah. I know you can't listen to the top half of that. I should maybe if I angled the screen up a bit, then you can get. Yes, my clock is thoroughly broken by that. That clock has never had batteries in it since I moved into my flat. I'm not intending to change that anytime soon. It can just be a broken clock that sits in the wall and does absolutely anything. Pop that back in here to sit. It's really bugging me, the binding at the back there. It's just it's torn a little bit. That's kind of something I was expecting these sort of things. I know this seems like excessively long stream just to open up and look at a few books quickly. Tales from the Yawning Portal. This one I've wanted to get for a while. There are two other books that I've been wanting to get that I still want to get, which I didn't manage to order this time. One of them because I forgot that it existed until I had already placed the order, and then I remembered it because I was checking something else. I was like, oh, I didn't check for that book, and it is on the website at a massively discounted price. So I'm like, well, I'm going to get that, but it would be nice if I could have ordered these, so they'd all come together. I wouldn't have to pay extra postage ordering something separately. As well as one other book, which I did look for when I was ordering all these ones, but unfortunately it was out of stock on the website, which is annoying because, like, of the ones I was looking for, was the only one that was not available. I was like, hey, could have gotten them all together. So there's two that I still need to get off of that website. One of them is there and is in stock, and I should probably actually place that order now and just get it before it goes out of stock. And the other one, which was out of stock, I'm not sure it's going to be back in. If it doesn't come back in, that's fine. I can get it in one of my local stores at a much more expensive price, which I'd rather not get. I'd rather get it at the price on the website, but that's fine. So Tales from the Yawning Portal. It's got a nice little mug of ale besides some books and some points. Ooh. Cool. There's a fun little, on this one, there's a little puzzle here on the inside for you to do. And it's this one. Let me move over again. So you've got your introduction bit, and then you've got the chapters of the adventure to play. So you've got chapters 1 through 4, 5, 6, 7 there. So there's 7 chapters to play. And then you've got a list of magical items. That's a little bit far away for you still, isn't it? You probably won't be able to see anyway, but I'm going to try to hold it closer for you anyway. So here we are. You've got a list of magical items there. Amulet of Protection from Turning, a Balance of Harmony, Bracelet of Rock Magic. That sounds fun. One of my characters actually had something similar to that once, I think. It wasn't a bracelet, it was a candle, but it gave them the power to manipulate earth and stuff, and they could move through soil at will, which is super awesome. Oh, a Spear of Backbiting, Stone of that says I-11 luck, actually. Oh, ill luck. Those are L's, not ones. Stone of ill luck. Wow. People need to choose their fonts more carefully. And it's got a nice list of creatures here. I see Vampiric Mist, which I haven't counted before in a game. That's awesome. A Centaur Mummy. That is not a kinky thing. That is like Egyptian bandaged centaur. And then just 2 entries down from that, you get a choker. Were these people even listening to themselves when they wrote these entries? A centaur mummy, a choker. Wow. Okay. Illusionist, Kelpie. Oh, it's got Kelpies in here. That's cool. Necromancer, Ooze Master, Sea Lion. Siren, excellent, because I was trying the other day. The other day I was looking, when I was writing up material for my next D&D session, I wanted to include a siren as one of the things that my players would be encountering, but they didn't have a siren in any of the books I currently had. I know you can find these things online, but I like to do it from books because I'm analog, I'm old school. I know analog and I'm doing live streams. You wonder what the heck. So I was like, I'm gonna have to just use a sea hag instead of a siren, and just maybe alter this stat block slightly. But I don't have to do that anymore because page 243 of this book, which seems to be taking excessively long to get to page 243, literally has Siren stat block. Medium fee, chaotic good. The one I will be using is not chaotic good. It would be chaotic evil. Yeah. Perfect. Stupefying touch. Siren touches one creature she can see within 5 feet of her. The creature must succeed on a DC 13 intelligence saving throw or take 13 psychic damage and be stunned until the start of the siren's next turn. Look at the sea lion. Look at the sea lion up here. That's dope. I know it's a little blurry for you, I'm sorry. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, it's got chapters of the campaign to play, magic items, creatures, and then it's also got a list of where in the book you can find the maps. So there's maps on page 13, 26, 35, 37, 44, 49, 50, 58, 60, 57, 98, 99, 100, 200, 500, 11, 117, so on. Lots of little maps. Let's randomly turn to, oh, there we are. Literally the first page I stuck my finger in has a map. There we are. Just a little aerial view type map, but that's awesome. And look at that. This one doesn't have a poster map for me to take out of the back. Thank goodness. Right. That's the first 6 books. Now we have these 3. Which I will be taking from the top down rather than the bottom up because that's the specialist one. Right. This one's actually saying specialist. Acquisitions Incorporated, which I've wanted to get for ages. I kept seeing this in Waterstones, and so many times I was like, I want to get it, but I can't go and afford it right now. Can't go and afford it right now. And every time I went, it was like, I really want it, but I can't quite afford it right now. And I got on the website that I got these all from for about £12 less, or 14 actually, £14 less than it was in Waterstones. Nothing wrong with Waterstones. I love Waterstones, and everything, but being able to get this a little bit cheaper on the website did mean I could afford it just now rather than getting it in Waterstones. Very cartoonish sort of looking thing, but that's because I believe that this one is based on like another series thingy that someone else did, which you can see on the bottom here. It says, well, I can't quite say what it says, a D&D product created in partnership with Penny Arcade Incorporated. Which, and I might just be misunderstanding that. That could just be a silly thing that put in fun. I just lick the pages again to stick them because some of these pages are sticky together. There we are. Right. One of my favorite things in this is there's a race, a species that you can play, make a character as. So, table of contents, you've got chapters 1, 2, and 3, under 4. Sorry. So you've got 4 chapters, not like campaign play chapters, but like chapter 1 is Acquisitions Incorporated. So it's a little bit about the business, the Acquisitions Incorporated place. Then chapter 2 is Grow Your Franchise, and it gives you some like character options. Then you've got your active player options, so you've got some backgrounds, some class options, barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, all those. Then you've got the race that I was talking about, which is Verdun, which is basically like goblins that have been mutated by chaos magic. And they look very fun to play. According to the Verdun race profile, it says that their upper age limit may be about 200 years, but it's disputed because no Verdun has ever died of old age. That's because they're a very chaotic species. So basically, they'll die from accidents or fighting in battle, etc. So if any players I'm ever playing with play as a Verdun, I'm sorry, but in line with playing the way things are, their character will die during the campaign. Not necessarily like immediate or anything. It won't be an immediate kill. It won't be even necessarily halfway through the campaign, but even if it's like towards the end of the campaign, their character will die. And that will depend on how they play their character, because if they are playing the character the way they should, because I'm not overly I'm not a huge stickler for like play according to the way your character should be. Like play your character the way you want to play a character, but if there are guidelines for a specific class or race example, then make sure you're playing that. For instance, if you're playing a paladin and you're playing a paladin from a good what's it called? Order. If you're playing a paladin from a good order and you're making them steal and start fights and stuff, and you're playing them in a bad way, that's not really playing. Paladins are supposed to be like semi-holy warriors. They don't go around stealing and killing innocent people. So if you're doing that, your character is I'm going to make your character get a little bit victimized, or their magic's going to stop working because whatever god or deity they serve is going to be. Oh, hello, Alex. Sorry, I'm rambling a bit now. Like if you're playing a paladin like that, and you're not playing them the way that a paladin should be, then yeah, I might just be like, oh, you try to use Divine Smite, it doesn't work because your deity has seen the way you're behaving and they are not helping you anymore. So yeah. I do actually have Paladin in my group, but I'm pretty sure that the person who's playing the Paladin in my group is not going to be playing it like that. They seem to have they're playing their Paladin nicely. And on the same thing with the Verdun, Verdans are very specifically, it says very specifically in their race description, which I might just flip to quickly. It says very specifically in their race description that they are extremely chaotic beings. So if I had a player who was playing a Verdun created by chaos, that's how they came into existence. And if you flick over the page, age, Verdun reach adulthood who's around the age of 24. It's thought they might live to nearly 200 years old. However, because no Verdun has died of old age since the race's initial creation, their upper age limits remain subject to speculation. And if you read through all the descriptions and stuff, basically they're very chaotic. And they're a bit reckless and rash, and maybe don't think as much as they should before they act. Very much a sort of throw rocks first, ask questions later type. If I had a player who was playing as a Verdun and they were being like super careful all the time, playing it safe, not really engaging in role play in case they got in trouble for it or whatever, things like that, then you can bet your bottom dollar that their character would get in trouble. I would make sure their character got in trouble. Like, you know, if they were deliberately keeping quiet because they didn't want to get in trouble, then I'd make the person they're avoiding talking to be like, why is that person so quiet? What are they hiding? Blah, blah, blah. Some suspicion will be cast at them. As I say, although I'm not like super, you know, I'm not expecting people to have to overly worry about playing things that way. There are some things, just like Verdun, that is literally what their race, their species is about. So that is one example, one thing I would want to sort of enforce a little bit. Like if you're playing a Verdun, then you should have read your race description and stuff. You should know that they're very chaotic. You should be playing it a little bit chaotic, at least a little bit chaotic, right? And if you're not, then it's not going to roll properly. Same way, like I say, if you're playing a paladin of a good order and you're making them break the law, hurt innocent people, etc., then that's not going to fly either. And the DMs, I would thoroughly encourage you, if you're playing, someone is playing a paladin and they're acting like that and making their character do bad stuff, then literally just make anything related to the deity that they serve stop working. So if they try to cast a thunderous smite or a divine smite with their attack, just make their smite not work. Let them roll for damage, and then just tell them that the weapon does its normal slashing damage, for example, and then just tell them that the radiant damage or whatever thunder damage from their smite seems to just dissipate into the air and does absolutely no damage. And if they ask why, you can just tell them, oh yes, because your deity is not helping you anymore because at the moment, because you have, departed from the tenets of your paladin order. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. There's some spells as well in that third chapter. Then chapter 4 gives you like a little thing of how to run a campaign with the setting. It's got a list of non-player characters for the company. Then it's got a little list of monsters. There is a monster called Deep Crow, which sounds awesome to me. This one looks good. It's got appendix for vehicles. You can get a battle balloon or a mechanical beholder. And the idea of a battle balloon is awesome. And it's got a trinkets thing as well. Oh, that's right. I was going to have a quick look at the trinkets table in the Feywild one, wasn't I? The Witch Beyond the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. That one. Because I was saying, I don't remember what trinkets are on the table. Even though I remember that I've used the trinkets table when I created my character that I was briefly playing in the campaign. Where is this trinkets table? Trinkets table, page 7 or 8. Page 8 specifically, I think. Excuse me, my throat is a little bit dry because I'm talking more out loud a little bit non-stop. I might go grab some water in a second. Feywild trinkets table. A cookie cutter shaped like a unicorn. 2 U-rings linked together. That's a nice one. A silver hand mirror with a nymph-shaped handle. A painted wooden key whose teeth change configuration. Never mind, as a farewell trinket, I am going to be giving my players something like this. I'm going to give them a key, and they're going to have to roll to see if they realize that it's changing every dawn. And they're going to encounter a door that has a lock. And the door is going to have a symbol on it, which matches the symbol on the handle end of the key. So that they realize that this key is the key they need to open the door. But then they're going to have to wait and see if they can realize that they have to wait until the key changes to the right configuration to open the lock. That's going to be fun. I'm going to do that. Spoiler alert for anyone from my group watching this. A delicate silver cameo with pictures of twin children opposite one another. A golden pendant charm shaped like a leprechaun. A tiny wooden box containing a croquet set sized for pixies or sprites. A tiny pair of sharp iron scissors. A vial of viscous liquid labeled Fomorian spit. Do not drink. A set of false wooden teeth. A tiny book of fairy tales. A 100-sized die the size of a plum cut from coal. I feel like if you've got bad players, they're just going to set that on fire. A glass slipper missing its mate. Cinderella much? Oh, wait a minute. How much of these things are actually Disney related? I mean, obviously they're not actual Disney related because they couldn't do that for copyright reasons. But the DM that I was running this campaign setting, they did take a Disney spin on it. So a glass slipper missing its mate. That's very much Cinderella-esque, isn't it? A tiny book of fairy tales. A petrified robin's egg. But yeah, that's an 8-inch long glass ant figurine. Okay. Right. Second last one, because I'm giving the main one. That got me to do all this until last. That expires. Candlekeep Mysteries. This one I actually... An anthology of 17 mystery-themed adventures that world's greatest role-playing game. These are, like, I believe, shorter adventures. So I could easily just, if I wanted to throw one of these in as for a session with my group, I could just be like, yeah, I'm going to throw one of these in and run it. Also, maybe change like some names and stuff, just in case anyone of them have read this book, so they don't realize what's happening, unless they're seeing the stream, in which case, spoiler alert, don't tell the group, because that would be a move. But yeah, it's got your description of Candlekeep and stuff, the joy of extra-dimensional spaces, and just, obviously this Candlekeep, that's a description of the thing. And each of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 things, like it says on the front. That's the 17 like mini mystery adventure things that you can run. So yeah, that's pretty simple. It also has a poster in the back, which I guess I will take out and let us have a look at. So that's fun. Right. Yeah. Okay, let's try and get this one out without destroying the book, shall we? Like I said, I will try giving this a little fold over first, I guess. Yeah, I think that's working a little bit. In one direction, I know. One direction, what? Maybe I would like nobody going if you're over, but when you smile it's hard to tell. You don't know. You don't know you're beautiful if only you saw what I can see. You understand why I want you so bad. Swordly, come on, don't break, don't do anything that I wouldn't want you to. I think this one's working a little bit better than the last one. Of course, I've said that now. I've probably jinxed it, haven't I? Well. If anyone is seeing this and has hint, never mind. I'm not. Ideally, I need the covers to be like that, just fixed down in the air with them, taking it out, because that's the best angle. If you're ripping rather than perforating sounds, I don't like that. Or deep perforating sounds, I guess, because. Come on, please don't rip. I'm really not in the mood for things to rip today. They really need to up their game and have their putting these perforated poster maps into their books. This is ridiculous. See, now the map is ripping. Freaking annoying. Yeah, great. That's pretty much it. Nope, that's just ripping more. I am extremely displeased right now. Nothing that I would expect. You humans are extremely incompetent creatures. Rather unintelligent for a species that's claimed to be the dominant species on your dominant, most intelligent species on your planet. Admittedly, these days you do think that dolphins and chimpanzees are more intelligent than you. Just funny because you don't think that ants are more intelligent than you, but I have some bad news for you on that one. Yes, that's sort of done. Just the little rips. Which are thankfully on the edges of the map, but it's still annoying. Don't think I'm not annoyed by it. Because I am. Yes, you're not very logical as a species. But like I said, I've come to expect that. Little coastal section with a nice buttress type thing sticking out. A nice little waterfall here. That's nice. Anyway, the Great Library and a nice compass as well, so you know your directions. Ooh. Okay. You have the inner ward. More thing mentioned the Great Library. Then here, Exaltation. Nice cool castle. Which the waterfall appears to come out of, so that's pretty cool. I mean, obviously it flowed like through and under the castle type thing. It's not necessarily a castle, it might be. any other number of things. Oh, sorry, I'm sort of rambling on it. Here, Candlekeep. Ta-da! You got the Pillars of Pedagogy, Court of Air. Let's go all these in a second. Jeez. On this little thing, this map around Bath and Steam House, the gatehouse here that I've been to, over here, Emerald Door, the Everyday Outfitters and Clothers. Let's stop. Ocean beside it. Let's open that out the rest of the way. This one's not a two-sider. The back is just blank, but that's fine. Yeah. And that is the map overall. It's all on the screen. Oh, it is. Cool. Yeah, I think you seem to do everything on that. That's nice. Oh, it has a granary too. House of Rest, House of the Binder, Hearth. Neat. Anyway. Let me just give that a fold. Pop that back in. And now we get on to the last one, which is the one that I was specifically leaving for last because it's the surprise. Let me just take that there. One of the other ones that I got recently, of the most recent ones, is the the deck of many things. So I got the box set with the deck of cards from the deck of many things, and the book which like tells you how to use them and stuff and all that, which was very fun. And here is the one that I was specifically getting when I went and got all these. This is the one that I specifically was going to get with any of the other ones, and that is the newest book, The Quest from the Infinite Staircase. And I feel like anyone who's watching who knows about D&D probably realized that this is what was coming. Look at that. First printing, July 2024. Yeah. And when I heard this was coming out, I was like, yeah, I will be getting that as soon as it is printed. And yeah. I ordered it on the day that it was first released, and it is 3 days later now, because I had to wait obviously for it to come in the post. I could have gotten it out of the local shop, but I was like, do I want to get it now and be like, yes, I was like one of the very first people to get it, or do I want to just wait 3 days and get it for like half price? I was like, I'll wait the 3 days. I'm a patient person. Yeah, it's got this genie guy in the front, which I don't know if you can quite have much of the artwork you can see, but if you can see up here, there's like staircases. Oh, yes, you can see that. That's fine. There's like a staircase here, and then if you follow onto the back of the book, because like whenever you get a D&D book, it's like the front cover and the back cover together make like a full picture. But yeah, in the background of the art, you can see the infinite staircase. Also look, 50th anniversary. And this is like collection of like adventures from previous editions and stuff or whatever, all popped into one. So it says here, a cosmic anthology of 6 classic adventures for the world's greatest role-playing game. Yeah, undeniable that. Also, just going to say, by the way, because I'm mentioning about the front and back covers making a full art picture. If you go into the first couple pages of a D&D book, on the credits page here, it always shows you the artwork in full like that. And some of the more recent books, they started making alternate covers with like special edition artwork on it. The book is exactly the same on the inside, it's just slightly different artwork on the front, and that shows you what the art on the alt cover is, which you can't really see very clearly there, but it's just a slightly different version. The genie guy looks slightly different, and the staircase isn't as intricately drawn, I guess. Usually the alternate covers are pretty good. The artwork is very nice and quite details. Like, it does look more special. I feel like with this one, the basic cover definitely looks more special than the alternate cover. The alternate cover is pretty cool as well. But anyway, so you get your introduction, then you get chapter 1, the Infinite Staircase itself. Then you got the Lost City, When a Star Falls, Beyond the Crystal Cave, Pharaoh, the Lost Caverns of Soikanth, Expedition to the Barrier Peaks. So that is your 6 adventures from chapter 2 to 7 in the book. Then you get your appendixes. There's an appendix of magic items and technology, and an appendix of creatures, which has Android up here and also robots down here. So there's also has Leprechaun in it. And Horde. Yes. Now I forget which one it was. I think it's When a Star Falls in chapter 3. I'm sure it's chapter 3, When a Star Falls. One of these 6 adventures is mega awesome. Yeah, I forget because it's been a little while since I seen things from previous editions. But When a Star Falls background. According to local legend, the sages of the Tower of the Heavens can glimpse the future. Fair enough. Splinter journey from the distant regions to the tower, each bringing gold, and a single question about their fate in the hopes of receiving an answer from the sages. Unknown to outsiders, the sages' talents come from their best guarded secret, a series of ancient magical tomes called the Books of Prophecy. The books chronicle events that have happened and those yet to pass. Each cryptic page might detail a fate, days, months, or years in the future. Shalfi, the elder sage of the Tower of the Heavens, inherited the magic required to read these books from the line of sages who came before him, but this magic prevents him from turning more than 1 new page per day, allowing only a peek at the future. To keep the Books of Prophecy secret, the sages made a great show of the study and practice of astrology, pretending to divine the future from the stars. A few days ago, Shalfi turned a page of his current Book of Prophecy and found it blank. Good. Worse still, he found he could now turn the rest of the pages, which were also blank, save for the last. There, in clear words, the book foretold the arrival of a falling star. That's irony for you. And the existence of a second set of Books of Prophecy, possessed by a group of smiths. The elder sage resolved to plot the star's course, recover it, and trade it to these smiths for the second set of tomes. In anticipation of the star's descent, Shalfi sent his most trusted tower hands, martial artists sworn to defend the sages and obey their every order, to meet with Derwith, a fellow star watcher near the star's estimated point of impact. In the tower hands' absence, Shalfi, power-hungry successor of the sage Piar, saw his mentor was unguarded and vulnerable. He and his mutinous faction of apprentices attempted a coup, but Shalfi fended them off and retreated to the safety of his sanctum, where he hides still. Foiled, Piar has turned his attention to Shalfi's emissaries, hoping to find the star and steal the power of the prophecy for himself. Using the Infinite Staircase. If you're using Naphis as a patron, he summons the chapters of the characters. My brain is really not working. It's because I haven't eaten. I probably should have had some breakfast. If you're using Naphis as a patron, he summons the characters to the Censor of Dreams, detailed in chapter 1, where he recounts the following wish. A prophetic sage by the name of Shalfi has uttered a hasty plea. He sent a group of robed sages into the mountains to intercept a falling star, but a creature imperils the journey. Seek these emissaries and help them bring the star to Shalfi when it falls. He dwells in a fortress known as the Tower of Heavens. Cool, it's got a nice little map here. For Cag, Thurn Lake, Dowler, Cernan Valley, the Tower of Heavens up here. Each hexagon on that map equals 4 miles, apparently. 4 miles. Fair enough. I could run that in about 30 minutes, maybe 35 on a bad day. Adventure, setting the adventure. Oh, cool. Character advancement. Oh, this is dope as well. Look at this. So here it shows you about the original. So like I said, this is a collection of 6 adventures from previous editions of books. So certainly for this one, presumably for all of them, it's got a little thing here that says about the original. It tells you about the original version of the adventure, and that's joking me. Pardon me. So the original adventure, produced by the UK branch of TSR in 1984, When a Star Falls was written by Graham Morris. The adventure is remembered for its intricate plot and unique adventure hook, which spurred characters to action by imprinting their minds with memories from a creature known as a memory web. See Appendix B, where all the creatures are. And it shows you what the front cover of the book looked like as well. You can make random encounters using this table here. 3 griffins hunt the characters. That's fun, isn't it? At some point, my characters are going to be hunted by 2 harpies, which I have a lot of entertaining dialogue that I am writing up between the 2 harpies that are going to be brother and sister. It's going to be very comical. That is the intention, anyway. True display speeds quietly stalk the characters. Okay, cool. An ogre trains 5 boars to hunt wild animals. On noticing the characters, the ogre sets the pet boars loose on them instead. 5 bugbears ambush the party, demanding the characters give them 100 gold or face certain death. Excuse me. Encounter 5, 10 giant bats swoop in an attack. The bats focus their attacks on the character who makes the most noise. See, I want to use that now because one of my players is generally quite noisy. They're very blusterous. Although our paladin, who played their first session last week, is also quite. They're very much combat focused. Have a combat focused backstory. They're very much like a soldier, and they're quite imposing. So they're quite noisy as well, and their armor is very clanky. So they might have a little competition in their hands to see who gets the most attention from the bat. The characters hear distant howls. 2 direwolves and 5 wolves descend on them 1 minute later. I like that. A troll drags a large sack containing the carcass of a giant goat, seeking a good place to eat it. Cool. There's a little bit more to this description, but I'm not going to know. And then in the 8th encounter, an injured hunter calls out for help. I'm not going to read out the rest of that one, but that's what the rest of it is. It's very fun. Death Memories, Flood of Memories. Memory 1, Initiation. Memory 2, Star Patrol. Okay, so these are like the memories that the memory web can plant in the characters' minds. It's got to think about the falling star here. Next steps. Horizon Shadows, that's the bad guy that's going to be following the characters to try and intercept the power of the star from himself. It's just got more background stuff, locations for the characters to go to, another little map here. Yeah, this is dope. I'm starting to almost regret that I'm making my own homebrew world and adventure for the campaign that I'm running, because some of these are really fun outlooks. Yeah, because some of these are definitely fun. Certainly some of the encounters that I have been seeing in here, I am going to be implementing at some points. They very nearly got attacked by a pair of wolves on their first session, but they got a venomous snake at night instead, because I didn't want to throw too much at them. And that thing with the key that changes its configuration every dawn, that is definitely going to be something like that is definitely going to be used at some point. If I run more than one campaign, like if this campaign ends and they want more, then I might just make another campaign and I can use it in that other thing. Or I might run one of the set adventure campaigns from these books. That's right. I wanted to look at one of the creature stat blocks. Which one was that? I can't remember. shall we go look at this memory web anyway? And there's probably some artwork of it, which, if there is... Oh, there's Nefas. So there. That's Nefas, the guy from presumably at the front of the cover. In all his glory. This is wispy sword being drawn. Mildly suspicious that they may have used some AI in the generation of that image, but okay. Memory web, here we are. Ta-da! That's a picture of the memory web going in, imprinting onto someone's mind. So you can roll a d4 to see what memory the memory web gives your characters. 1 second though. Its actions. Damage transfer. While grappling a creature, the memory web only takes half damage. The creature grappled takes the other half. I like that. It's got a false appearance, a memory flood. Ooh, that's cool. Its attack actions are ensnare, and that is it. As a bonus action, drain memories. But like I said, there is a memory web memory, so you can roll randomly a d4 to see what memory your characters receive. What is this? I've been getting so many little red spots all over all over. But I've been noticing quite a few of my arms. Okay, let's try to do that. So, memory, d4, you can roll a 1, is the location of a powerful magical item. 2, a secret betrayal by a beloved public figure. 3, the details of an unfinished quest. 4, a revelation about the impending upheaval. Ooh. My throat compressed on itself. Ugh. Not very nice. Anyway. So yeah. That is extra dope. The other day, I was looking through one of my other books. Was it one of my other books or was it one of these ones? I think it actually may have been. Because I was briefly having a look at, I think, either this book or this one. I think it was this one actually, about the Abyss, in a shop. And I'll try that 1 second though, because I just saw something else. Scavenge possessions. The player characters have not been idle during their captivity. Okay, so because in this one, they start in captivity. The prisoners. The first chapter is called "Prisoners of the Drow." Drow being dark elves. So yeah, that is literally what the first thing is there. They start off as prisoners, and they need to escape. So there's a little thing here which says "Scavenged possessions." The player characters have not been idle during their captivity. Excuse me. Have each player roll a d20. And add the number of days the player's character has been imprisoned, and the result determines what, if anything, the character has in his or her possession. So, so you roll a d20 to plus the number of days the player's character has been imprisoned, and you roll a d10, which is a 10-sided dice, by the way, if you're not familiar with the terms. D20 means a 20-sided dice. It's like probably the main dice in D&D. So add 20-sided dice. It has numbers 1 to 20 in it. And add that to a D10. 10-sided dice with the numbers 1 to 10 in it. Well, it actually has the numbers 0 to 9, but you can use the 0 as the 0 is used as a 10. Although if you were rolling from 0 to 10, you could use it as 0, I guess. And the result determines what the person has in their possession when the adventure begins. So I'm loving this. I actually think I might just if the campaign I'm currently running finishes, I might just do this because I love the idea of this as a starting thing. Starting as prisoners, they have to escape. And like usually when your players build a character, they start off with like their starting equipment. Now, I'm not sure if this is a case of they don't start with any other starting equipment. It's just whatever they roll on this table. Or if it's a case of they're supposed to start with their starting equipment and whatever they get on the table. But if I run it, they won't get their starting equipment. They won't get weapons. They won't get armor. They won't get musical instruments. They won't get their explorers or whatever pack they normally would choose. They don't get anything else. They just get whatever clothes they're wearing, which will be like ragged common clothes, and whatever they get from their things. Hello, Jesse. How are you? I'm just doing some unboxing of these books that I got. So Scavenged Possessions. If you roll a 2 to 9, if you're thinking why not 1 to 9, because you're rolling 2 dice. The minimum you can roll on each dice is 1. So the minimum you can roll is 2. So if you roll 2 to 9, you get nothing. From 10 to 12, you get a gold coin, which is worth 1 gold piece. 13 to 15, a living spider the size of a tarantula, which might not sound overly useful, but if your character is playing as there's a couple of different things that's probably good for, but I think Ranger is one of the classes that gets it. There's a spell which allows you to, and there's speak with animals, so you could speak with a spider if you've got that spell. But there is a spell which basically allows you to like see and hear, etc., through an animal, a willing creature. Also, when you use speak with animals, you can it says at DM's discretion. I'm a very discreet DM. At DM's discretion, you can get an animal that you can speak with to do you a little favor or something. So if you've got speak with animals, you can possibly ask the spider, which is the size of a tarantula, to go and fetch the keys to your cell or your strengths from a guard's belt whilst they're sleeping. If you can see and hear through the spider's senses, and I don't know if spiders really have very good hearing, but and there is some debate as to the eyesight of spiders, but DM's discretion, you should be like, this is a spider in this world. Spiders in this world might be slightly different from spiders in this world. So yes, your spider can hear and see fine. You can get your spider to crawl away over the wall and go spy on the guards or whatever to find out when they're changing shifts, for example. So your characters know the best time of day or night to break out of their cell, etc. A 16 to 18, a 5-foot long strand of silk rope. 5 foot's not long, but it is long enough to use as a whip or to choke a guard or to reduce a fall from the top of the wall by 5 feet by lowering yourself down a bit. Although you probably wouldn't want to use silk rope for that. I suppose you could always just have some fun tying someone's wrists together with silk rope. 19 to 21, a flawed carnelian gemstone worth 10 gold pieces that could be used to bribe a guard potentially. Or if you escape the cell and you run, you could potentially trade the gemstone for a weapon. Now, should I go grab the player's handbook quickly and have a look to see how much weapons cost? Because I get a feeling I'm almost 100% certain that for 10 gold pieces, a gemstone worth 10 gold pieces, you're only going to be able to get yourself a simple weapon. Probably not a simple ranged weapon, probably a simple melee weapon, something like a club or a dagger. Because 10 gold pieces, as far as buying weapons go, it's not a lot. I'm pretty sure like a long sword or something like that is probably like 50 gold pieces, or like a great sword is 50 gold pieces. Let me get there's handbook. Oh, it's not. Let's handbook. Alright, let us see what is going on here. Player's handbook. I feel like I'm way overly familiar with the player's handbook than I should be, by the way. I'm obviously clearly not as familiar as I could be since I don't know how much gold pieces every single weapon costs. But anyway. Okay, no. 10 gold pieces does go further than I thought for buying a weapon, because a club, simple melee weapon club, only costs 1 silver piece. 1 gold piece is worth 10 silver pieces. So a gemstone worth 10 gold pieces is worth 100 silver pieces. So if there's, for example, 5 players in your party, then, and you wanted to get all of them a weapon, that means they could all get a weapon worth 2 gold pieces. 2 gold pieces can get you a light hammer, which is a simple melee weapon that does 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Yeah, that's 1d4, sorry. That's definitely worth it. Whereas daggers? Daggers cost 2 gold pieces. So if, like me, you're playing, I like to play a rogue, because I love playing rogue the most, then generally speaking, my rogue, you can play, you can wield 2 short swords, so I do like having the option of playing a rogue wielding 2 short swords, but since it's a rogue, it's like, daggers is just more, seems more appropriate. So I like to play as either, when I play rogue, I like to wield either 2 daggers, 1 in each hand, or sometimes 2 short swords. It's also good to always have a ranged weapon just in case. A short bow being more than enough for that. Although longbow, of course, has longer range and slightly more damage, but then it's 2-handed, it's heavy, it's also slightly hard to wield. And I don't usually use strength for one of my higher scores. Little tip for building, my personal player tip, because you get DM's tips from the Games Master. Sometimes people give tips, and that's fine. And I can give Game Master tips. I do that for my group a lot, actually. But as a player tip for building a character, obviously it depends what class you're playing. But I always make Constitution my highest score, regardless of what class I'm playing. Because Constitution score, the higher that is, the higher your Constitution modifier is. The more HP you have, the harder you will be to kill. Obviously, the higher your armor class is, that will make it hard to hit you. But regardless of that, obviously there's the whole thing of it's fun to randomize as well. Just roll the stats up and put them in randomly to the different stats, and that way you have less choice, but it can be fun as well. Especially if you roll a super high score for your strength and then something really low for intelligence, then that you can roleplay the characters being really strong but kind of stupid. And that's it's kind of an overused trope, but it can still be fun if done well. But if you're not randomly assigning your abilities, the numbers that you roll up to your stats, then I always make Constitution my highest, just because it's lots of HP, makes your character hard to kill. It also means that your DM, if your HP is higher, it means your DM can throw more stuff at you, without having to worry quite as much about killing you. You can just make things a little bit more exciting. Then, obviously, like I said, I generally play as a rogue, so I almost always make dexterity my second highest thing. The reasons for this is that a lot of the weapons that I use as a rogue are finesse weapons, which means you can use either strength or dexterity for your attack modifier. I just prefer to play dex based rather than strength, especially if I'm using finesse weapons. And the advantages of using dexterity rather than strength for your attack thing when you're playing a rogue is that your dexterity also has the benefits of your dexterity controls your initiative. So when you go into combat and you're about to fight, the higher your dexterity is, the higher your initiative is, the more likely you are to get to go first. So if you use strength instead of dexterity, you wouldn't get that. So dexterity makes you faster in battle, makes you take an earlier shot in battle if it's higher. Your dexterity also helps determine your armor class. So if I flip this over for you, this is the armor table. Oops, gosh. This is your armor table, which you can't really see very well because I'm not doing that very well. But in this column here, it's showing you that your armor class, if you're wearing a chain shirt, is 13 plus your dex modifier. So the higher your dexterity score is, the higher your AC is going to be, which on top of using Constitution is your highest score, like I do. Lots of HP means you're harder to kill. Higher AC means you're harder to hit. which makes you even harder to kill. Which again means your DM can throw more stuff at you and your group. To like make it exciting. I mean, it can be exciting if you're just throwing one or two things at you. But, you know, it gives the option for the DM to have more variety in what they're throwing at the party. Also, playing as a rogue, dexterity determines your stealth score, and obviously, as a rogue, stealth is something you're going to kind of want. I don't think I've ever played a rogue at level. I mean, obviously, if you're level 1, you don't have certain features in like, but I'm pretty sure I've never played a rogue with a stealth bonus lower than +6. Because I make my dexterity score my second highest, always, pretty much, when I'm playing a rogue. I think Constitution is always going to be the highest, dexterity is always going to be second. After that, it can vary, but usually I then, for my third highest score, will take Wisdom, but that's because Wisdom is for perception. Perception is a massive, like, the amount of perception checks and your passive perception deceptor that you need in D&D is high. Normally, if it wasn't for perception being a wisdom-based skill, I probably wouldn't actually make Wisdom my third highest score like that, necessarily like one of my higher ones. But I do. And I do like to have my character have high stealth and high perception. If I can get those two skills as proficiencies from my list of proficiencies, which you can, I believe, when you're playing a rogue, especially when you play certain background / race as well, that's easy enough to do. So I do like playing a rogue with a proficiency in stealth and perception. I like to be stealth so that I can't be seen. I like to be perception so that I can see. See, but not be seen. It makes sense. I also figure that the reason I like to play rogue so much is because it just very much suits my real life personality and physicality as well. Yeah, so dexterity being high like that is good for a lot of things. I'm actually kind of surprised how much people, considering it that your dexterity controls your initiative and your stealth and your armor class, and if you're using ranged weapons or finesse weapons, your attacks. Like that's 4 big bonus things right that your dexterity controls, as well as like your ability to manipulate things and juggle or steal things, sleight of hand, also important for rogues. Also, if you're using the thieves tools to try and pick a lock, which a rogue would do, that's going to be dex based as well. So if you're playing a rogue, then dexterity is definitely going to be like your highest, one of your highest scores, if not your highest. Again, Constitution for me always first because that's just the way I like to play it. If I'm not randomizing, I also very much love to randomize which stats get which numbers. Just like, yeah, I'll just roll up strength first, whatever I get. Oh yeah, good. I'll roll dex next. Oh, that's not so good, but I'm randomizing it. Constitution, my Constitution score is 4. I'm dead. That can also make for very fun role playing. Anyway, as I was saying, back to this. So yeah, a flawed carnelian gemstone worth 10 gold pieces. You know, if you escape from the thing and you find someone with weapons that you can get off them, you can be like, here's a gemstone worth 10 gold pieces. Give me your longsword. A longsword costs 15 gold pieces. They probably would not give you their longsword in exchange for a gem that's only worth 10 gold pieces when a longsword is worth so much more. They'd probably swing the sword up at your neck and tell you to hand over the gem anyway. In which case, your characters might be able to roll persuasion to try and persuade them to give you the sword, or they might want to persuade him to use the sword to protect them from the drow that are chasing them or whatever. You know, lots of things. A battle axe costs 10 gold pieces. A flail costs 10 gold pieces. A maul costs 10 gold pieces. A pike only costs 5 gold pieces. So there are plenty of. A trident and a war pick also cost 5 gold pieces. A whip costs 2 gold pieces. A net only costs 1 gold piece. So there are plenty of options that, you know, they could try and trade that gemstone for weapons or other equipment. If you roll a 22-24 on the scavenged possessions table, you get a rusted iron bar that can be used as a club, which clubs deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage, by the way. 22 25 to 27, a flint shard that can be used as a dagger. We like daggers. 1d4 piercing damage on a dagger. That's the other thing, is that I'm way too familiar with anything related to the rogue class in D&D, because I have played goodness knows how many rogue characters. The other one I like to play is fighter, which everyone always says, oh, a fighter, that's boring, it's underrated. Okay, fighter is one of the most powerful classes there is, even if you're not using one of the types that uses magic. It's ridiculously, it's actually really good. It's not boring at all. And if it's so garbage, then how comes when I played a fighter and other like 4 or 5 people in the group all were playing magic users, how comes that my fighter, who had to use melee, who was using melee range attacks, whereas the spellcasters could cast from far or close, and I was the one chopping up all the enemies and literally doing like all the damage, and they were stumbling around doing pretty much nothing. Like, really, fighters, a fighter is overrated. Really? The other one, the first character I ever played was actually a sorcerer, and those are probably still my 3. Maybe not. Those are 3 of my favorite classes to play, though. I also like ranger. That's definitely probably if I had top 4, that would probably be it. Paladin does look fun to play. Obviously they're all fun to play. At some point, I do very much want to play a warlock, because they have some pretty cool stuff as well. In the realms of multi-classing, Gloomstalker Ranger along with Rogue, whether you want to play as a Scout Rogue or a Assassin Rogue, that will depend on what race you're playing. The character I'm currently playing, because of the race that I've chosen for them, I've made them a Scout as their rogue subclass. If they weren't the race they were, I would have definitely chosen the Assassin subclass. But and if you choose if you roll 28 to 30 on your scavenged possessions table, you get a hand crossbow bolt coated with drow poison. That could be very useful. If a guard with keys walks close enough to you, you can stab them, poison them, take their keys, and yeah. I'm wondering if this book has a table for drow guards at all. No, this isn't actually, of course. So anyway, that's fun, and that has good game mechanics. It's not actually what I was grabbing this book over to have a look at, was it? I was going to go to the list of demon lords in the back. Yes, this is the one. Okay, so you have in the back here, you've got your creature stat blocks, and more creature stat blocks. That's the last one, don't worry. And then you get into Appendix D, I believe. Yes, Appendix D, Demon Lords. And each Demon Lord, this is Baphomet. Each one gets its own art. Basically gets 2 pages to itself, which is good. I'm sure that pleases them very much. But each one you get the artwork, so you can see what it looks like if you want to show your players. And then it gets its stat block here, which tells you the name, what it is, its alignment, armor class, hit point, speed, its stats, its skills, its resistances, immunities, etc. Senses, what languages it speaks. Then you get a list of its actions that it can do, spells, its attacks, etc. All that, legendary actions, which are just like extended actions, and all that. And they all get that, but what they also all get is this little table here, the madness of whatever their name is. So this is Baphomet. So this table here is the madness of Baphomet. So if you are in the specific demon lord's lair, you can go mad once you're in their lair because of the way the game works, right? And the way the story is going. If you go mad, you roll a D100 and there's a list, a little table. You can't really see it, but that's a table of madness effects. So you roll a D100, and for example, on Baphomet's table, if you roll a 1 to 20, you go mad, and your madness makes you think that your anger consumes you, and you can't be reasoned with when your rage has been stoked. So basically, you get really angry for that one. Or if you roll a 21 to 40, you degenerate into beastly behavior, seeming more like a wild animal than a thinking being. So very much like you might. 41 to 60, the world is my hunting ground. Others are my prey. So you literally might just start attacking your own party members, and they have to figure out how to stop you and decide whether they want to kill you or not, if they want to try to restrain you, etc., etc. 60 to 80, hate comes easily to me and explodes into rage. So you, your character would start to hate everything. As a DM, I would very much hope that players roleplay these madness effects very well, because that could be a lot of fun. And 81 to 100, I see those who oppose me not as people, but as beasts meant to be preyed upon. So it's very much a table of where the madness makes you angry, it makes you animalistic, it makes you hate-filled, rage-filled. The tables are very different, and each table has a sort of theme that all the madness effects are kind of similar, but then each demon's table is different from each other's demons. So, for example, the Demogorgon's madness is someone is planning to kill me. I need to strike this first to stop them. So this one's like paranoia. Or there's only one solution to my problem: kill them all. So paranoia, mass slaughter. There's more than one mind inside my head. So again, you're a little messed up in the head. If you don't agree with me, I'll beat you into submission to get my way. So again, very violent sort of thing. And I can't allow anyone to touch anything that belongs to me. They might try to take it from me. So yeah, very, very paranoid, very violent, very possessive. This table, I never let anyone know the truth about my actions or intentions, even if doing so is beneficial to me. So they're very secretive. I have intermittent hallucinations and fits of catatonia. Okay. Left the drugs. My mind wanders as I have elaborate fantasies that have no bearing on realities. Okay, so they're a bit delusional. I convince myself that things are true even in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary. My perception of reality doesn't match anyone else's. It makes me prone to violent delusions that make no sense to anyone else. I was looking at one of these the other day in the shop. Yes, the Madness of Jubilex. This one is entertaining. First law, I must consume everything I can. Number 2, I refuse to part with any of my possessions. Third one, I'll do everything I can to get others to eat and drink beyond their normal limits. Fourth, I must possess any material goods as I can. And fifth, my personality is irrelevant. I am defined by what I consume. So this is very much a materialistic, gluttonous sort of madness. So, and like it's got different units. So it's got Orcus with their stat block and their madness table. Inoku. This is and the ones that were before the ones I was looking at. So that is a heck of a lot of fun. And like I said, the campaign I'm currently running does have a lot of demons and devils as part of its theme, which I think should be fairly well expected by my group, considering that their party's headquarters is in an old renovated church building, church type building, which is their guild, which is where their guild hall is. So I might just throw some of that at them at some point. Maybe I'll get them. Maybe I'll have them sucked down into some sort of underworld and throw something like that at them. Yeah, that is obviously not that one. I've had that one for a good few years now, but there we are. That is the collection of books that I just got. And it is weird that they're way heavier now that they're outside of the box. I don't even want to think about how much these 9 books cost me. But like I say, it was a lot more than I should probably be spending. But I guess that's probably partly because of my ADHD. Anyway, I hope that at least some of my ramblings here were interesting, informative, or helpful. I know you couldn't see very well because the angle of the light in here is not particularly good, and I am just using a basic webcam. So picture quality might not be as, helpful as it could be, but hopefully you're able to see some stuff and everything as well. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment. I probably will be making more D&D videos at some point. And I definitely will be, because I've made some in the past, and in those I said like I'll probably make more D&D videos, and here I am making another D&D related video. So it's pretty much a guarantee that I will be making more D&D related videos in the future. The D&D campaign that I'm currently running, I very much would like to live stream the sessions on here, but if I was doing public live streams, then I would want to make sure that people are okay with it. Because I don't have a fancy setup, so it would probably just be and the laptop screen needs to face me, so it would probably literally just be me on screen, and you'd be able to hear what's going on. But unfortunately, the place where we play, the Wi-Fi signal is very, very, very bad. In fact, it's basically non-existent in there. So, which is why I'd love to get a better flat, so I can just host the D&D sessions at my flat, and then I would know that the Wi-Fi is not going to cut out or be non-existent, and I would be able to live stream the D&D sessions. Probably because it might be interesting for you guys to see. Also, for anyone who's learning D&D, it might help you like to see things, how they work and stuff. Especially from the DMing side of it, I guess. That, and it would be very helpful for me to be able to have a live stream, which I can then go back and look at, so that I've got, like, as it happened, literal as it happened, footage, even if it's just like more audio than visual, of what happened, so I can be like, yes, that's what happened, everything, it'll be helpful as a point of reference, but unless we change where we're playing our D&D sessions at, that probably is not going to happen, unfortunately. I think unfortunately I like where we play our D&D sessions. It's a nice location, but I do wish that it had Wi-Fi connection so I could live stream the sessions. Even if I had to do it as a private live stream, just so I got it as a point of reference for myself. But yeah, anyway, this live stream has been 2 hours, or just over 2 hours, but 2 hours long now, which is a ridiculous amount of time. So if you've been watching, then thanks. I hope that it was not a complete waste of your time. Even if it was just mostly showing the books. At some point, maybe I will go into some more like mechanics and stuff. Also, I know that if you're looking to DM, sometimes some of the way the stuff is set out for you in the campaign books, like the information they give you for you to run the game, can be a little, not quite incoherent, but it can be a little confusing or a little not as well organized as it could be. Says me. I'm actually an extremely organized person, sometimes way too much. I have OCD, yes. It is awful sometimes. Just, people who, like, you've probably seen the video on TikTok. It's a comedic type video. About the guy saying, I've got anxiety and depression. How do those two things go together? Well, I also have anxiety and depression, and they can go together kind of weirdly sometimes. But if you think that's a bad combination, anxiety and depression, try having OCD and ADHD. They are literally incompatible as anything. And I have them both, and it is literally a living hell in my head. But I manage. And they have their advantages as well. The advantages definitely outweigh certain aspects of the positives, but there are certain advantages to both. ADHD definitely has advantages, but it definitely has disadvantages. None of my hyper alertness disorder that I have, that definitely has advantages. Definitely also has disadvantages. My head is just one big cluster F. Whatever I was saying before. That's right, yes. So I'll probably maybe make some videos of like DM tips for running campaigns as they are in the books, and because they can be a little confusing the way they're set out. Well, that might just be my weird mind, because like I have very specific and different sort of mind when it comes to organizing stuff like that. That's because I very much see things differently from other people, and like set outs and stuff. Like, you get this little pattern puzzle. It's like, oh yeah, start at one point, draw a line between the other dots on the page, and it's like, oh yeah, everyone will do it. like the one with the star. It's like it's the points for drawing out a star. It's like, put your pen on any dot and then draw the lines between the other points to create a star on the page. And yeah, I did it very differently from everyone else. Like 90% of people agreed that there was one specific route that you should do from dot to dot, and then like 9% of the remaining 10% thought it should be the same but in reverse. And then there was me, and I was like, yeah, I could do it in completely different order from both of those. And apparently, and I did not. And there are some things which I do like that, and I always thought they were just normal me things. And it turns out they are normal me things, but they're extremely abnormal to other people. Again, I guess that's the disadvantage of not being a human in a human world. But yeah, it's entertaining. Anyway, so I'm gonna go because I have been here for 2 hours and it is getting late, and most of my day is going to be gone by the time I've finished with all this. So I'm going to do the rest of my day. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Hopefully see you again soon. Do like the video if you enjoyed it, or anything in it, because you might have thought the video was garbage, but hopefully there was at least one thing in it you enjoyed. If you do want to see more D&D content, then please do subscribe to my channel, and I will be back at some point. Okay, I'll hopefully see you all again soon. I will also be doing my live sleep stream tonight, as I normally do.